So going ahead with the major physiographic divisions, children. Physiographic means the physical features which we had studied. Yes, how the Himalayas have been formed. This we have studied. Yes, in the previous lecture. So how the mountains has been divided according to its graphics, according to its graph, the heights. Yes, so how is it divided? We are going to study about that. Major physiographic divisions. The physical features of India can be grouped under the following physiographic divisions, that is of entire India. So today we are going to look onto the first two physiographic divisions, that is the Himalayan mountains and the northern plains. These two aspects I have conceptually explained you in the previous lectures, how the Himalayan mountains had formed, correct? And how the northern plains was formed due to the emergence of Himalayan mountains. So today we are going to study more about the Himalayan mountains, the ranges running through it, more about its width, its altitude, and the northern plains, the activities existing in the northern plains, and how it is essential for the people. Clear, children? So let's go ahead. So we'll start to study about the physiographic divisions of the Himalayan mountains, children. The Himalayas geologically means geographically young. Why young? Because it is growing 1 inch per year. Its growth has not been stopped. So that is geologically young and structurally fold mountains. So how is the structure of the Himalayas? It comes under the category of fold mountains, young fold mountains. They stretch over the northern borders of India. As we all know, this portion denotes north, this portion denotes south, this portion denotes east, yes, and this portion denotes the west. Clear, children? So you can see our Himalayan mountains are running or stretching over the northern borders, northern edges of our country, India. You can see here very well the ranges running. Clear? So these mountain ranges run in a west-east direction. So here you can see this particular part comes under the west, correct? So these mountain ranges, that is the Himalayan mountain ranges, run in the west-east direction. You can see the west, then it goes over here to the east. So it is running from the west-east direction from the Indus. So in the west, Indus River. So starting from the Indus River, from the west, it is going to the east, that is the Brahmaputra river, which you can see over here, correct? So this is the geological extension of the young fold mountains, Himalayas. So these mountain ranges run in a west-east direction from the Indus river in the west to the Brahmaputra river in the east. The Himalayas represent the loftiest and one of the most rugged mountain barriers. Loftiest, it is always covered with snow, children. It is always soft. And even though it is soft, it is the most rugged mountain. It is not easy to climb Himalaya, correct? So it is made up of much rocky materials, a strong hard mountain of the most rugged mountain barriers of the world. They form an arc. You can see the shape over here. You can see the arc shape. See, they form an arc. They form an arc which covers a distance of about 2,400 kilometers. So this arc is about 2,400 kilometers. The width, that is your breadth. Length is top to bottom, and breadth, the size they are talking about, right? Their width, the range's width varies from 400 kilometer in the Kashmir. So we all know where Kashmir is exactly. Yes, it comes over here. So it is starting from over here, the Kashmir. Okay. So the width is the size like this. Okay. So the width varies from 400 kilometer from Kashmir to, that is, Kashmir is in the comes under the north. Clear? So from Kashmir to 150 kilometer in the Arunachal Pradesh, children. We all know that Arunachal Pradesh comes over here. Okay. So here they have told it is 150 kilometer. Why it is less over here and why it is 400 kilometer over here? Because of the size of the width that is being varied. You can see over here this particular width. Yes, this particular width is larger. That is 400 kilometer in this area Kashmir than in the Arunachal Pradesh. You can see the width over here, right children? The width over here is less in Arunachal Pradesh. So the width varies from 400 kilometer in Kashmir to 150 kilometer in Arunachal Pradesh. The altitudinal variations are greater in the eastern half. Altitudinal is what? Length, right? Are greater in the eastern half than those in the western half. Eastern half, where we can see the Arunachal Pradesh. Yes, this is the eastern half and this is the western half. Clear? So the altitudinal variations are greater in the eastern half. Height they are talking about over here. The height they are talking about. In the east it is higher than in the western part, that is in the western half. According to the breadth, if you see, the western part is much larger than the eastern part. But if you talk about height, the eastern part is much bigger than the western part, children. The Himalaya consists of 3 parallel ranges in its longitudinal extent. So which are the 3 parallel ranges we are going to study? The number of valleys lie between these ranges. Number of valleys we all know, mountains are zigzag shaped. The shape in between the mountains is known as the valley, the area that comes in between the mountain. The number of valley lie between these ranges. The northernmost range is known as the Great or Inner Himalayas or the Himadri. Okay? Himadri means Himalayas, the Greater Himalayas. It is the most continuous range consisting of the loftiest peaks with an average height of 6,000 meters. It contains all prominent Himalayan peaks. So our mountain Himalaya, which you can see over here. Just a second, children. I'll show you. So here you can see the Himalayas, right? The Himalayas. This is known as the Greater Himalayas. Clear? So over here, the Himalayas consists of about the loftiest peaks, and it contains all prominent Himalayan peaks. We are going to learn about the Shivalik ranges. Yes, we have many ranges like Karakoram range. is which runs through the Himalayas. We will learn about the Kailash ranges. So these are part of the lofty Himalayan ranges, Himalayan mountains, sorry. And that comes under the Greater Himalayas or the Himadri. So I hope you have understood this slide, children. We will slide ahead. So, the folds of the Great Himalayas are asymmetrical in nature. That is, asymmetrical where the measurements is always changing. Like if you draw zigzag in any variations, right? That comes under asymmetrical. The core of this part of Himalayas is composed of granite, sedimentary rock, hard sedimentary rock. We had spoken about this in our last lecture. It is perennially snowbound and a number of glaciers descend from this range. Perennially snowbound as Himalayas are on the higher altitude of our country. It is always been covered with snow, ice caps and glaciers, and that is the reason, children, we have 365 days the perennial rivers that emerges from Himalayas, that is Ganga, Brahmaputra. Okay, and a number of glaciers descend has come down from the ranges. The range lying to the south of the Himadri, that is the Greater Himalayas, right? The ranges that are lying to the south of the Greater Himalayas forms the most rugged mountain system, hard, difficult mountain system, and that particular area is known as the Himachal or Lesser Himalayas. That is Himachal Pradesh, we all know, right? That is known as Lesser Himalayas. The mountains coming under Himachal Pradesh are known as Himachal or Lesser Himalayas. The ranges are mainly composed of highly compressed, where the sedimentary rock granite is very, very hard, is highly compressed and altered rocks. Altered is different form of rocks. The altitude is the height, children, varies, differences between 3,700 and 4,500 meters, and the average width is the breadth. Okay, altitude is height, that is the length, and width, it is the breadth, and the average width is of 50 kilometers. So this we are talking about the rocks that has been found to the south of the Himadris, that is the south of the Greater Himalayas. Yes, and that particular portion is known as Himachal or Lesser Himalayas. So over there we are talking these mountains altitude. The Lesser Himalayas mountain altitude varies between 3,700 and 4,500 meters, and the average width is about 50 kilometers. While the Pir Panjal range forms the longest and the most important range. This comes under Kashmir, children. This range comes under Kashmir. The Dhauladhar and the Mahabharat ranges are prominent ones, that's important ones. This range consists of the famous valley of Kashmir, the Kangra and Kulu valley in Himachal Pradesh. This region is well known for its hill stations. So this all particular ranges, the Pir Panjal range forms the longest and the most important range. The Dhauladhar and the Mahabharat ranges are also prominent ones, the important ones. The range consists, which range? The Pir Panjal range consists. It has consists of the famous valley of Kashmir. Famous valley of Kashmir is found in Pir Panjal. Then the Kangra and the Kulu valley in Himachal Pradesh, and this region, both regions are very well known for its hill stations. Let's slide ahead, children. So in the earlier slides, children, we studied about the greater Himalayas, we studied about the lesser Himalayas, and we are going to study now about the outermost range of the Himalayas, that is called the Shivaliks. This is the outermost range, which is known as the Shivaliks. You can find Shivalik ranges over here. Clear? So they extend over a width of 10 to 50 kilometer and have an altitude with this what breadth and altitude, that is the height, varying differentiating between 900 to 1100 meters. Now this ranges, children, this Shivalik ranges, right, it is made up of unconsolidated sediments, unconsolidated, where the rock, the solid part of rock, stones of different shapes and sand all come together. So this particular Shivalik range, it is made up of unconsolidated sediments that is brought down by the rivers from the main Himalayan ranges located in the farther north, that is the Ganga and the Brahmaputra that emerges from the north over here. Okay, these valleys are covered with thick gravel. Valleys are the portion that has been found in between the mountains, and ranges means the collection, the group of mountains. These valleys are covered with thick gravel, stones and rocks of various shapes along with sand. And besides the longitudinal divisions, the Himalayas have been divided on the basis of regions from west to east, that is from we have studied from west to east. So longitudinal divisions means the greater Himalayas, the lesser Himalayas, and the outer Himalayas, children. Okay, so apart from that, Himalayas are been divided or demarcated by the rivers as well. Let us study how. So these divisions have been demarcated by the river valleys. For example, the part of Himalayas lying between Indus and Satluj has been traditionally known as Punjab Himalayas. So here we can see, I'll just show you. So here, children, we can see the part of Himalayas lying between the Indus and the Satluj. You can see the river Indus over here, right? And river Satluj over here. Yes, this particular part is known as the Punjab Himalayas. This particular part is known as the Punjab Himalayas. We can see the first division. Then from Satluj to river Kali. So river Kali comes under in the Nepal boundary from Satluj. You can see the border over here from Satluj to the Nepal boundary over here. Here comes the river Kali. So from here to this portion comes under Punjab Himalayas. This portion to this portion is known as the Kumaon Himalayas. So the part of Himalayas lying between river Satluj and river Kali is known as the Kumaon Himalayas. Clear, children? I hope you are understanding. Then the Kali and Teesta river. So here you can see the Kali river. Yes. Then the Teesta river, from Kali river, that is from here to river Teesta that comes over here. Clear? So from here, this particular area, from the Kali and the Teesta rivers demarcate the Nepal Himalayas. So this portion, this particular portion from Kali to Teesta is known as the Nepal Himalayas. Okay. Now and the part lying between Teesta and the Dihang rivers, that Dihang river comes to the edge over here. Okay, here. So this particular part is known as the Assam Himalayas, children. Okay, Assam Himalayas. You understood? Clear? So the first part The first part is known as the Punjab Himalayas. The second part is known as the Kumaon Himalayas. The third part is known as the Nepal Himalayas, and the fourth part over here it is known as the Assam Himalayas. So along with the longitudinal divisions, we studied about the revierinal divisions as well, children. So let's slide ahead. So the Brahmaputra marks the easternmost boundary of the Himalayas. So you can see river Brahmaputra over here. You can see the river Brahmaputra. It comes under the eastern boundary of the Himalayas. Beyond the Dihang Gorge. Dihang is a river, and behind, so it is behind, see map you can see, right? So behind the Brahmaputra river Gorge, that is mountains, okay, highly peaked mountains. Beyond the Dihang Gorge, the Himalayas bend sharply to the south. Yes, you can see the Himalayas are bending sharply towards the southern position. So here south, right? So it is sharply bending towards the southern position and spread along the eastern boundary of India. They are known as Purvachal, or the eastern hills and the mountains. You remember the east-west arc, right? The east-west arc. So here over here, the eastern boundary, you can see the eastern boundary of India is known as Purvachal, or eastern hills and mountains. These hills running through the northeastern states are mostly composed of strong sandstones, which are sedimentary rocks. Covered with dense forests, they mostly run as parallel ranges and valleys. The Purvachal comprises the Patkai Hills, the Naga Hills, that is in Nagaland, the Manipur Hills, and the Mizo Hills, that belongs to Mizoram. So this particular eastern part, the Purvachal, it has Patkai Hills, Naga Hills, Manipur Hills, and the Mizo Hills. I hope you have understood the physiographical features of the Himalayan mountains, children.